What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to react to Fantastic Hip Hop. Drake's releasing an album, and no one cares. Those aren't my words. That's Fantastic Hip Hop. I ain't say it. Do I care though? No. And this doesn't have nothing to do with the Drake Kendrick beef. Well, no, it doesn't. Because to be completely honest, before the beef, I really didn't like it. Just wasn't like, oh my god, Drake's dropping. Oh my god, like let me get my popcorn or something. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of like whatever, because he dropped so often that it wasn't like a shock, like it 1 or 2 albums a year type thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and maybe I'm wrong, but the stuff that he has been dropping this summer, not great. Okay, now, a lot of the times when I react to it, I would say like it's not bad, it's not great either, to me. But he has plenty of fans. He does make good music most of the sometimes. So I mean, if it drops, I'll listen to a couple songs off of it. Am I doing a whole album reaction? I just don't see myself doing so. Can't do it. Now when Kendrick drop, be prepared to sit with me and be sick of me, because I will be reacting to it. Anyway, so we about to see what Fantastic Hip Hop thinks. Let's get into
Closer
it.
to one of the next major moments in the hip-hop world is following the beef and the all-time whooping. Now, as it's getting colder outside, we have been getting closer to one of the next major moments in the hip-hop world is following the beef and the all-time whooping we saw Drake get from Kendrick Lamar. We are finally on the verge of getting a full-length album from one of the participants in this genre-altering moment in rap music, and while we are still waiting for what Kendrick Lamar has coming, Drake's made it clear that despite him still never giving everyone those summer vibes that he promised after he got humiliated by Kendrick, and despite being the absolute biggest joke in hip-hop for almost this entire whole year, that he is still going to try to even the score and change the narrative of what's going on this year with an album of his own. And now, after being kicked around the way he has, Drake's made it clear that he's not going to be standing on his own with a solo album, but that he is going to be representing his homeland of Canada once again after neglecting it for so long, as he is tapping right back in with his roots and his fellow OVO signee and R&B singer Party Next Door for an entire collab album.
Why Party Next Door be looking so mad at y'all when at his concerts? What's up with that? Y'all took his money or something? Y'all got beef? He be looking, and it's not just one person. I've seen multiple clips, different angles, different concerts. He's pissed.
And Drake also over the years have hinted at giving us collab albums that never come to fruition. This could have just been another empty promise that would never actually happen. From what we have seen in recent weeks, this is not the case at all, and this album is real, and it is seemingly going to be dropping within the following weeks, as beyond Party Next Door's own comments about the record, which have been trying to just create an ounce of hype for new Drake
I just thought of something. What if Kendrick pulled a Meet the Grams and dropped it the same day? Gave us an hour to digest and dropped his album the same day. I hope not. Like I said, I hope they go their separate ways. They don't like each other. They've made very strong claims about each other. I don't want to see no more pettiness, no more beefing. Okay, we made it clear. The Super Bowl commercial, we threw our last jab, because you put him in the coffin, you stomped on the coffin, you crip walked on that coffin. We good. We get the point. We won. Great, but I don't want no mo. I don't want no mo. When he did that on Port Antonio, it just made me uncomfortable, because I was like, what the fuck is happening? Brought back a lot of feelings. But yeah, so I hope this is not going to be dragged on.
At this moment in time, Drake announced to the world that the album is coming soon on a post Party Next Door made, where he alluded to the fact that after dropping a solo album this year, that he is preparing to do something else before 2024 ends. And Drake chimed in on this post saying, it's that time, which is showing us that after over a year of not getting a new Drake album, which is a lot of time considering how frequently he releases, and after the biggest beef in hip-hop pretty much ever went down, which he was obviously a part of, Drake is now telling people that the next chapter in his musical career is about to come. And now the reaction to this saw people acting like this. And I mean, after Drake laid out these comments in an era where if any rapper alludes to a project, people just go absolutely crazy. And people start predicting and hyping up what this new record may sound like, who may be featured, and what type of impact it will end up having. Instead of seeing this same type of hype that we always do for big-time records in this era, everyone in and around hip-hop seemed to turn their backs and reject the very prospect of this album in its entirety as they just went on with their lives. And now, while this is shocking in a way, because after all, regardless of the outcome of the beef, Drake is still a massive name in music whose back catalog is still making him one of the most streamed artists alive. When we look into everything beyond the perception of Drake and the value his older work holds, if we dive into the actual numbers, despite what his fans may try to tell you, Drake's career, even all these months after everything went down, is in the gutter, as we have now seen solid and standing proof that the Kendrick beef really did hurt him in ways that he will never come back from no matter what. Because just to put things in perspective, after Drake was a mainstay on the Billboard Hot 100, always having a hit song on the charts, and really having a brand so powerful that no matter what he released, the song was almost a lock for not just any part of the charts, but at least the top 10. Now at this point, for the first time in years, he has no music occupying any corner of the charts for months, which for an artist that thrives on being a hitmaker and winning over the masses, the fact that Drake is not on the charts for this long is devastating to his reputation. And this isn't just because he has not put out any music in a while, because that's not the case, but it's because the songs he has released have not had any staying power, as every song he dropped besides one have failed to crack the top 50 on the charts. And almost all these new records were off the Hot 100 after their first week of tracking, because the only reason people even listened to them in the first place was to see how Drake was going to be following up such a massive and career-altering moment in his beef with
Yeah, like I said, I reacted to almost everything I feel like he dropped this summer. Even Wagwan, Dumbass Delilah. Just nothing was hitting. Nothing. I get that. I know that song was a joke. I don't want to hear it, but like No Face was like I'll say the best one probably. But then everything like had like weak ass jabs, and it was back to that damn subbing, bro. I was like, bro, we don't got time for this. But say it with your chest or don't say it at all. Dang, you gonna make Kendrick start dissing again? I don't have time for that. Very stressful time. Very like crazy time for like rap, and like the fact that we were a part of it is insane. But like, I saw it. I don't need to do it again.
Kendrick Lamar. And as we all, of course, ended up seeing, these songs were just not good whatsoever. And now if we dig into Drake's post-beef performance...
All right. I think Fantastic Hip Hop just don't like Drake. Because like I said, they weren't bad. They just... One of them was bad. That first 3 piece that he released, one of those, I just won't feel it at all. And like Housekeeping knows, I won't feel in that one. I like the little chorus though. Everything else kind of
performance further. His most successful song was his collab with Sexy Red, You My Everything, which ended up having a little bit of longevity, mainly because the song gained traction on TikTok due to Sexy Red's part, and just to add a little more context to the fact that this track really cemented that the Drake feature is absolutely worthless right now, the only reason this song was able to climb up to 44 on the charts, which really for Drake standards is pathetic, because in the past, regardless of the quality of a song, Drake's name alone could take a track to the top 10. Was because of Sexy Red's part, as while Drake has fell further and further down the charts this year, she has proved more than just having a catchy part that went viral, that she was the full-on reason why this song did anything in the first place, because as almost every new Drake song since the release of this track has flopped, and we saw him most recently reach the peak of his failure after he sunk millions of dollars into doing a song and cinematic video where he literally switched languages to reach a wider audience than ever with his collab with Latin artist Chino Pacas, which was so pathetic because the song didn't even chart, and somehow despite a complete rebrand, the song just made no noise, and meanwhile with someone like Sexy Red, she's about to score the first top 10 of her career on the Billboard Hot 100, which keep in mind is something she was never able to do with
Sticky. Ooh, that, y'all don't understand. It's sticky. See, I'm a West Side nigga from the South. Shit is fire, bro. Even Sexy Red part. I mean, not really, but it's like, it's just the momentum gets you going. Even though she starts saying some dumb stuff, talking about, I don't fight for my respect, I fight for dick. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? I don't know, but that song's that song. Listen.
Drake, with her team up on Tyler the Creator's new album Chromacopia with the cut Sticky. And she has another massive hit climbing the charts right now with Glorilla in the track What You Know About Me. So overall, all of this just indicates to us that the rap world is moving on from Drake. And while people have not stopped...
Is it a hurricane or something? It's been gusty ass winds all day. Is that other... Oh, it is something going on. Is that hurricane hitting Florida yet?
The performance of all of these new songs. This is not a fluke. This is the new norm. Nobody is interested in hearing anything new from him because for all intensive purposes, Drake's run is and has been over since Kendrick Lamar released Not Like Us. And at this point, Kendrick Lamar's lyrics from Meet the Grams where he says, "Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in," sum up best about how people feel about Drake, because really, with the point where the culture is at, and with the run of music Drake has given us, which really has been one of the worst we have ever seen from a rapper of his level, is between the 100 gigs drops to all of the features Drake has been a part of, he has given us an album's worth of material and nothing
That's
of
what
it.
I was about to say. Like, you talking about he didn't release an album, he done dropped like 18 songs or something. Speaking of foreheads, I was talking about my forehead booming, you feel me? Whatever, big forehead gang, okay? Y'all seen Agent's sideways installed hairline? That was really something. Can't say much because, you know, I seen girls with like foreheads like my size or bigger. They get a frontal and just they shrink their whole forehead. I can't say too much, not too much on Agent, okay? But that was really an interesting.
It has been good, or even just the slightest bit memorable. And in a rap world where there are new MCs who are making bangers and music that is refreshing and fun, and on the other side of the genre, people are healing from the Drake era of half-bass, cloud-chasing, disposable music, and are now experiencing what actual boundary-pushing and moving hip-hop looks like. Overall, the need for what Drake is doing, especially in this time where he is at the worst level he has ever been at, is just nearly non-existent compared to where the hype around him used to be. So with this new Drake album, his goodness than with the fact that no one cares about this new album coming, and as it gets closer to dropping, this is all really going to get worse, because Drake coming back outside after he lost the biggest rap beef of the 21st century and maybe of all time, and on top of this run where he has been releasing some of the worst music he ever has, and then ultimately making this grand comeback by giving us an R&B album, all in all is only going to make all of the sentiments about him being a pathetic and sore loser and someone who was kicked out of the rap world hit all the harder, and make Kendrick Lamar's win seem like a bigger and bigger thing than ever, which just makes this entire upcoming era from Drake seem like a ridiculous career move, and over everything makes you wonder where his decision-making on all levels has gone. But after all, it really shouldn't be a surprise that Drake's crash out is leading all the way here to a point where he is going to be making an album that is forever going to destroy his reputation as a rapper. And
he going in, I ain't gonna lie.
And even despite him departing from the genre, based on this abysmal track record from the past few months, this album is on pace to end up becoming the worst he has ever dropped. And I'm sure with the lack of momentum Drake has and how his career at this point...
It's not. Whatever that dance hall... what the fuck was that shit called? Honestly, never mind. Yeah, he can't top that. And if he can, that'll be shocking.
It's just a sinking ship, and he is just becoming a more pathetic and bitter person who's only ever making headlines for doing pathetic and bitter things, like trying to intimidate someone like DeMar DeRozan during the middle of an NBA game. Overall,
he couldn't intimidate me. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm no one, okay? I'm needing a motherfucking roughing. I'm never gonna down to play myself like that again. But he couldn't intimidate me.
Where things are gonna get a lot worse for him when this album comes around. And now, speaking of this crash out on Drake's end, while this is a bold prediction, I'm going to say that this album is going to end up having the lowest first week sales Drake has ever had on top of all of this, just because of how low the hype meter is. And it's really going to be a telling moment when we see just how many other rappers have been able to outperform Drake in the sales department this year, and this will just bring everything full circle. So when it comes to this downfall of Drake, beyond all the one-off singles and features that have flopped and people have tried to turn their eyes to, if Drake releases an entire album that does all-time low numbers and maybe even is considered a flop, there is nowhere else left for Drake to go. It will really be the end of his run. So now, all in all, at this point, as Drake has his back against the wall and we await what is all the makings to be his most disastrous record, unless we see something unexpected happen or come to fruition, there is really nothing left to do.
He's going in. He's going to continue to go in, but I feel like there's nothing left for me to hear. I do think his numbers are going to be lower than Tyler's, but I don't think they're going to be terribly low, for the simple fact that I think that some people are interested in if he's going to address it. The same way people were acting with like poor Antonio, where like, if he addresses something, then I think it's going to be a little bit higher. If not, because you know when one person hears and like, oh, he dissed Drake, or dissed Kendrick, dissed J. Cole, or mentioned this, then now everybody's going to go listen to that damn song. So, who fucking knows, bro? At this point, I don't know, but fantastic hip-hop going on. Yeah, I guess we will just have to see, to be completely honest. Am I excited whenever he releases now? No, he has released so many times this summer and it's been disappointing most of the time. So it's just like, fuck. Like, and then he keep doing weird shit, like going on stage crying and staring at people, trying to like make them scared and stuff like that. Like, posting stuff on Instagram, banning people from Canada. Like, no, it's just all not helping. I'm gonna be honest. It's not helping. I'll take J. Cole dropping. Just J. Cole drop the fall off and let's end up the year strong. I don't think Kendrick is gonna drop until like January or December, something like that. Just because I feel like he wanted to drop closer to the Super Bowl. But anyways, y'all come subscribe, tell me what you think, and I will see y'all in the next one.